All right, Kevin, you're on.
Hi, I'm Kevin Calloway, and tonight I want to talk about the CLA building being replaced. My main claim is replacing Cal Poly's CLA building will have a negative effect on the college. My secondary claims are, first, replacing the building will be harmful to the environment. Second, replacing the building will be harmful to the navigation around the school. Third, replacing the building will be a misuse of money. Here's a little background information on the CLA building. Due to the problems the CLA building has encountered, including mechanical system problems, construction flaws, being energy inefficient, and sitting on top of an earthquake fault, the CSU Board of Trustees has come up with a proposal to build a new building and demolish the existing CLA building. This was considered due to the estimated $80 million that it would cost to fix this CLA building. My first secondary claim is, replacing the building will be harmful to the environment. According to the Poly Post, it would be our intent to minimize the impact on the garden, said Sylvester, but we do realize that once we get to demolition, there is going to be some impact. Therefore, much of the garden, including the animals and plants inside of it, would be destroyed during the process of demolition. Second, while a number of things still must be considered, the CLA complex would likely be demolished after the new building is constructed. This would be a huge waste of resources to completely demolish the existing building as big as the CLA. It would also take a tremendous amount of materials to construct a new building, which could be significantly reduced just by retrofitting the original CLA building. Due to the fact that the CLA building will still be operational during the construction of the new building, existing building materials that are in the CLA building could not be reused on the new building. Instead, they would have to buy new materials and spend extra and buy new materials that have to be made. This action would go against the 3 R's in the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, which is LEED certification, that would be desired for a new building to be energy efficient. The 3 R, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Replacing the building would be harmful to the environment, but it would also be harmful to the navigation around the school. The plan is to make the building smaller and without classrooms, according to the Poly Post. The CLA building can be seen from many roads and locations around campus. A shorter building would be locked behind many trees and other obstructions. With a lack of reference point, many people could get easily disoriented while navigating the campus and nearby roads. The reduced size would make it a lot harder to navigate campus. The points of the CLA building can be clearly defined from Interstate 10, the 57, Valley Boulevard, West Temple Avenue, or many other nearby roads. Other buildings cannot be easily pointed out because they're not as tall and they do not have as unique of an appearance. Third, replacing the building will be a misuse of money. The CLA building could be replaced by a new administrative building costing roughly $80 million, according to Poly Post. The cost to repair the CLA building and relocate personnel to surge space is estimated around $80 million from the Poly Central. The cost to repair the CLA and bring it up to current requirements would be almost equivalent to the cost of the new building. However, it would be more efficient to repair because the outcome would be a much bigger and more useful building. The 2 current CLA buildings comprise over 200,000 square feet of office, laboratory, classroom, studio, and meeting areas. The new facility would be smaller, requiring that some programs be relocated to other places on campus, according to the Poly Central. Relocation of these classes would force more students to crowd existing buildings in the campus and put more wear on them. This would cause the need for premature repairs to be done, causing unexpected expenses. If these expenses were added to the cost of the new building, then the smaller building would cost far more than the present bigger CLA building. In conclusion, replacing the building would be harmful to the environment. It would also be harmful for the navigation around school, and finally, it would be a misuse of money. Therefore, replacing Cal Poly Pomona's CLA building would have a negative effect on the college. Thank you.
All right, Kevin, I thought the proposition is very clearly stated. You have an excellent preview of what the content is going to be. During the speech, you signposted consistently, so it was easy to follow the argument. On your supporting material, gave us good background on what the controversy was. The supporting material was not necessarily as deep as it could be. I thought especially on the second point that it was a little bit thin, but you had some good information on the first point. On the second point, you really depended on a lot of hypothetical examples. You had a couple of good quotes on the first point. I like this idea about the leadership criteria and using the 3 R's. It would be interesting to know if that's part of the architectural design standards of the university or the CSU system that we're supposed to follow, which would then make your argument, I think, a little bit stronger. You did a good job citing the sources that you had. Like I said, I think you could have used a little bit more depth. I thought the presentation was really solid. You did a good job talking to the audience. You had a little bit of time left, but I thought you did a fine job with the argument as it was presented. Thank you. All right.